Hey YouTube, how's it going? So if you haven't been here before, my name's Adam Williams and I just want to welcome you to my channel. If you have, how the devil are you this week? So we've had lots more rain, more and more rain. And I don't want to be going on like a broken record, but there's only so much rain surely that the world can provide. So the plan this week was that me and Scott were going to go to Sheringham Skate Park for a little bit of a catch up and a good skate, because the last couple of times we've been out we've had loads of fun and it's been great. Also, Joe's been away this weekend, so he wasn't about, so it was a perfect opportunity for me and Scott to get together. Now the Sunday rolled around and it didn't quite go to plan. Whilst driving from Norwich to Sheringham, it had absolutely thrown it down with rain. So I get there and I have this missed call from Scott on my phone and pick up the phone and say to him, it is absolutely, like, it's proper wet, like puddles and everything. We had a quick video call and in the end just decided to call it off. Now I planned to go into the skate park just to get a few clips just to show you how wet it had been. Now I was pleasantly surprised when I went in. Whilst it was wet, there was patches of dry and it had been about 45 minutes since it had rained. Now if we had based it on the car park, that just didn't look like it was going to dry up. But actually getting into the skate park, there was a bit of hope. Now I then received a message from my friend Simon who said, you know, shall I come down? I said yes. So Si came down and we decided that it was worth a try. So we got a leaf blower out, we spread those puddles out to try and get that nice and thin on the concrete. And we also got some rags out and gave everything a wipe down. And to our amazement, it actually worked. Things started to dry up. So from there, now it wasn't what was planned. It should have been me, Scott, and potentially Simon as well. But it turned out just to be me and Simon. We had a great session. It was just us two, hanging about, catching up because we hadn't seen each other for quite a while. But then on top of that, we just had a really good skate. One thing that came to me while I was out skating with Simon today, we were just trying the same old tricks that we normally try. There was a couple of new things that I, had to go at, nothing that I locked down properly. But whilst we were doing that, a thought crept into my mind, and I guess that was like, what do you do in winter when you are able to get out and skate? Now I thought about the approach for winter. I kind of go on the basis that it's all about maintenance rather than progression in winter. So you stick to the same kind of tricks, you try and dial them in smoother, you try those kind of things, but no new tricks, no big stuff. In the past when I was younger, I also didn't tend to get much of a session in with people. It was more of a kind of me and someone else, maybe me and a couple of people would skate together. I was never really one in the winter to get together with lots of people, because I just easily get carried away and get hyped up and do something silly and end up hurting myself. Now with that in mind, I do tend to start thinking about trying to set targets around this time of year as well. I'm quite a target-driven person, so inevitably I wanted to set myself some targets for next year. So I've been thinking about that quite a bit. And one of the things that always seems to crop up is, what are my favourite tricks? So with all of that in mind, I've decided that today I'm going to share with you my 5 favourite inline skating tricks. Now before I go into this list, I just want to first and foremost say that none of these tricks are in any order. They're just the 5 favourite tricks that I have and I want to share with you. And the other thing is, take all of this with a slight pinch of salt. Favourite tricks and best tricks are all so subjective. Everyone has their own opinion and I'm all for that. So, number 1 on my list, the soul grind. So the soul grind is the first trick that everyone learns. It's probably the most stylish of the basic tricks in my opinion, and when it's landed and locked in properly, it just looks so dialed. You can see in all the examples that people can just throw down a soul because most people have got the most amount of experience doing that grind. And I love a soul grind. So, trick number 2, the top acid. Now for me, the top acid, it is the topside trick. The way you can move into a top acid is a little bit different to all the other topside tricks. It has a certain flow about it that I absolutely love. And the way that the opposing angles of the one leg versus the other, I just think it really makes for a visually pleasing trick. And that's not to discredit any of the other topside tricks, but for me, the top acid is the one. Now on to number 3, the front torque. Now the front torque, This is a trick that requires your full dedication. It's plain and simple with this trick. If you don't dedicate, you will eat it. It will buck you off going forward because you will inevitably stick on this. You've got to commit fully and dedicate yourself into that trick to get it. But when you get it, oh, you'll get it. Like the front torque grabbed on a ledge or a rail or anything, it looks so good. 100% the best one-footed grind in my opinion. Up in number 4, it's the UFO. Now this is another one of those simple just works. A UFO boned right down, in my opinion, is one of the most steeziest tricks out there. It just looks so good, especially when going down a handrail, down a set of steps. There's something about that really wide stance, leaning back into that back leg that just does it for me every single time. And I like genuinely steeziest trick out there. And lastly, in at number 5, and this is probably my favourite trick of all time, it's the MISTRAL. Now I include the MISTRAL whether it's going forwards, going alley-oop, true spin, any of them. The MISTRAL is one of those tricks that just, when delivered right, it looks amazing. This all stems from my love of Jeff Stockwell's skating when I was younger. They are so well put together. The frame of the back foot right up against the back of the boot and boned right down to the groove. It just looks great. This one just ticks all the boxes for me. The lines are perfect and it's just the most relaxed and flowy trick. That's my 5 favourite inline skating tricks. Now as I said before, this is all subjective to my choices and my preferences. If you don't agree with me, pop a comment down below. I'll be really keen to hear what your favourite tricks are and let's open up this discussion. It's an interesting one. But anyway, I just want to say a massive thanks for sticking around and watching my video. If you did like it, hit that like button. And as always, if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. It really would mean the world to me. But until then, just keep rolling, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.